John, you were saying last night you got a grant for North America and you got them more money. From what you've seen this weekend, was that justified?
Very much so, yeah. I've been extremely impressed out here. I mean, you'd have to look at this in two sets of organisation. One, the whole logistics of pulling a venue like this together and bringing all the teams into the venue from the varying hotels that they're staying in, and the organisation and the quality of the pitches, even the pitch behind us. I mean, you know, you'd be struggling at home to maybe get a pitch as good as that. It's nearly carpet-like out there behind us. So that whole work and the whole logistics of the feeding tents and the, you know, everything else that goes with having a village that's here is just unbelievable what the locals here in Mid-Atlantic did. And then I suppose you've got to look on it from the whole organisational of the teams, the registration process over here absolutely gobsmacked me in the context of players turn up with their driving licence or their passport. They've already submitted the last 4 digits, that's checked off, they get their wristband, and then with that wristband they're entitled to then play in the actual competition itself. So, you know, huge logistic operation, but a huge success. Everybody here in great form. Other aspects of it that have caught my mind is the hurling. Very unusually, no one really going up to catch a ball. Most people going up to actually bat the ball down out of the air. But the whole uptake of hurling among the natives here, be it the hurling itself or camogie, it's been just unbelievable. Like, it's a lot of locals are very interested in playing the hurling, and the amount of different competitions that have actually been played here. But certainly the future of the GAA is in a good position here in America, and hopefully it drives on.
It's great to see so many homegrown players, as we call them, participating in the games, and you know, some of them I actually recognise for coming up through the youth championships at CYC over the years, and you know, they're slotting in with their club teams now, and more of them are continuing to play the game here, which is brilliant to see.
So that's the long-term policy that's working?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I suppose always you want to continue the players to play, and you know, from the club's point of view here, they're trying to get more clubs involved as well, and I think this year there's been more teams here than ever before, so it's great to see that progression happening.
So Junior D is as important as senior and the Irish girls coming over?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you know, regardless of what club you're from or what standard you're playing at, or what, you know, category you're in, it's still really important. It's a final, it's a North American final, and it's cherished by everybody who participates here.
Last week you presented the Liam McCarthy, next week you present the Sam Maguire, but this Sunday in between you're out here. What does that say about your commitment to the international game and also the standing of the international game in particular in North America?
Well, as an organisation, I think the GAA played a huge role for Irish people that go abroad. I mean, it's a community away from home. You find people who don't necessarily have an affinity to GAA back in Ireland actually get caught up in it over here. So that in itself, and it provides this whole community spirit over here internationally. I know you talk about the 4 big cities here where the games are actually played, but there's an awful lot of other areas now where our actual game is being played. And you know, Irish culture and our link with America is always something we treat as being very valuable to us, and it's very important, I think, that we drive on now with the change in the immigration situation into America, that we get the second and third generation of Americans to buy into our culture and to buy into our games so that we can keep that link.
You mentioned the big 4 in those areas, they have the grounds, but Leesburg here, I mean, the Mid-Atlantic area had to find a new venue, so all credit to them for doing that. How do you think they've done this weekend?
Leesburg and the local committee here have just done a phenomenal job, and even they ran into bother when they actually booked this venue originally. They booked it, as they assumed, Friday to Sunday, but when they went back and did a double check, they were actually given Friday and Sunday, and Saturday wasn't there. What they were going to do on Saturday, I don't know. You couldn't transfer all this village, as I would call it, somewhere else, but in fairness they brought it forward, and it's that they gave me the opportunity in between the 2 All-Irelands to come out. I know they're debating when they're going to have it next year, but if they have it in between the 2 All-Irelands, I certainly feel it deserves the recognition from the Youth Toronto to actually turn up and visit the venue.
When you see the likes of San Diego coming through and the way they've grown over the last 5 years and winning again today, that must do your heart good.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's teams like that who start from, you know, the brainchild, probably in that case, of one person, Tracy Rivera, who's been a wonderful ambassador for Gaelic Games, and to build that up and, you know, to see it coming to fruition and to be winning on a number of different stages now, you know, because they're a team that would have come home to the All-Ireland Sevens and, you know, who really are so committed to the game and there's no Irish players amongst them at all, really, so it's great to see that happening.